Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am so excited that you decided to join me here today for another Create a Sim video. And we are going to be spending some time with the Specter household, which I recreated from The Sims 2 to The Sims 4. I have been having the time of my life recreating Sims from The Sims 2. That was probably one of my favorite games ever, and thus far I have done a video on the Pleasant family as well as the Broke family. So next up we have the Specter family. Now I made my own amendments just to kind of tell, I'll say the full story here, but I'll break it down as we go through each member of this family. So first off, we are starting with Olive Specter. So Olive Specter is an elder sim in The Sims 2. She has gray hair and brown eyes. She is a Scorpio, and in The Sims 2, she has the knowledge aspiration. Now her job completely threw me off guard. I forgot that this job existed, this career existed. So she's actually level 10 in her career, mind you, but it is something called the Slacker career. Her title is a professional party guest. So Olive Specter to me is like a socialite. That's pretty much all I can grasp from this. And at the beginning of The Sims 2, when you log into that household, she actually has the desire to retire. So Olive is in her elder years. She wants to retire from seemingly a very, very successful career. Now, for her personality, she is extremely neat. I mean, every single point possible is put into neat. She is very, very neat. She is not sloppy at all. And she's neither shy nor outgoing. She's kind of somewhere in the middle. She's a little bit lazy, but she is very serious and very grouchy. So she might not be the friendliest of Sims. Now, if you're familiar with the Specter family, you know how checkered Olive's past is. Okay, we're going to get into that in just a moment. First, we're going to look at her interests. Now, she is very interested, this is important, in crime and money. Those are the two big things I want to highlight, as well as health, the paranormal, the environment, and animals. But she hates sports, work, entertainment, culture, fashion, and travel. It's interesting how much she hates work considering she got to like the top level of her career, but I digress. Now, here's where things get a bit complicated as we start to look at Olive's relationships. So Olive is only acquaintances with her niece, Ophelia, and Ophelia lives with her because Ophelia's parents passed away from a drowning accident. More to come. Now, she's only acquaintances with Ophelia, but she is also acquaintances with her son, Nervous Subject, and General Buzz Grunt, whose wife died on Olive's property, Lila Grunt, okay? I don't want to lose you there. There's a lot going on. Her son, Nervous Subject, does not live with her, though I did create him for this specific video. He lives with an entirely other family, which we will explore very soon. And the Grunt family is another family I recreated. I think I'm probably going to have to do the video on the Grunt family next so I can dive into this a bit more. But yes, General Buzz Grunt, his wife Lila, well, ex-wife actually at the time, she had just divorced Buzz, died on Olive's lot. And Olive is acquaintances with General Buzz Grunt. Maybe that's her next victim. It's all allegations that she, in fact, unalived all of the Sims in her graveyard on her lot. So if you also did not know this, Olive has a very haunted property. She has a graveyard on her lot. It's called Olive's Garden, which is hilarious to me. Now, here's the thing. Here's where we're going to get into some more details, okay? Her sister and her sister's husband are buried on her lot. So those are Ophelia's parents, as well as her ex-fiance, Earl E. Demise. Get it? Early Demise, who left her at the altar. That was her first love. Then we have Rigor Mortis, her first husband. And we have Euthanasia. Get it? Euthanasia. Her second husband. And last but certainly not least, Ichabod Specter, her third husband. As well as Lila Grunt, the ex-wife of Buzz Grunt. All of their graves are on her lot, but in total there are 21 headstones in Olive's Garden, ranging from deceased lovers to mail carriers to handy people. It's not, she She's collecting graves like Pokemon. That's what she's doing. That is what she's doing. So sometime after several of her husband's deaths, the theory is that Olive tracked down the Grim Reaper to give him a piece of her mind, only to fall in love with him. And they had woohoo. That is the only memory of having woohoo that Olive has, mind you, in The Sims 2, which suggests that she had more than a passing relationship with death. This resulted in Olive becoming pregnant with a son, Nervous Subject, who as a young child, maybe like a toddler or something, was taken by the social worker. Now here's the thing though, is Olive was an elder when she tracked down the Grim Reaper. So in regular gameplay, she would not have been able to become pregnant with Nervous Subject, but you know what? She's really into the paranormal. He's quite literally death. Anything can happen. So she has a very checkered past, a very spotty history here. Now, she was recreated along with her niece and Nervous Subject in 2 different households, mind you, for The Sims 4. Now, the Sims 4 version of Olive, it gave her the serial romantic aspiration. It made her neat, she's mean, non-committal, and due to her aspiration, she's also alluring. I kind of see where that comes from, especially the serial romantic component, I suppose. Now, in my recreation of Olive here, I initially gave her the Strangerville mystery aspiration. Just because she's kind of into the paranormal and figuring that stuff out, I don't think we have another aspiration with, you know, let's say the paranormal stuff pack that would really fit. I could see her working with like Goodry though, in the paranormal the paranormal career, whatever the heck it's called. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep this aspiration, okay? I might change it for the purposes of making this family available to you all, but I did make her neat, mean, and romantic, because I did kind of want to get to that whole component of where she's had so many romantic partners, and unfortunately they meet their early demise. Pun fully intended, because that is one of their names. But I might change up her aspiration, because I'm really just not sure what's going to fit her the most. Like, I don't know. Maybe she's not a serial romantic. Maybe she was really looking for her soulmate and everybody just let her down. Maybe she's just really unlucky, or perhaps she unalived all of them. I don't know. That's up to us to decide, I guess. I did create Olive using some custom content, so we're going to walk through that now, just like in my other videos, as well as my 2 videos on how I create Sims, which you all should definitely check out if you have not already. I have some of my custom content, basic skin details on Olive, but she is also wearing a custom content hair. I will quickly go through these skin details. So again, I have the Pufferfish Skin Blend by Miss Ruby Bird, though I did pick a swatch that has a lot of wrinkles and creases and laugh lines and stuff, really to highlight that Olive is an elder. She's absolutely an elder. I also put a beauty mark on her cheek. I don't even know if I intentionally did that, but that's just base game. That doesn't matter. I also have the lip corners from the Lip Kit by Miko, and we have the Spotlight version 2 by Simandy on Olive as well. And that is pretty much it for custom content skin details. Now her hair, I absolutely love. I have all 3 versions. Now I'm not sure which version this technically is. It could be version 3 for all I know, just because it's 3rd in line, but it is the Vanessa hair by Owiko. I probably always pronounce that wrong, but again, there are 3 versions that are available to download. I have all 3, and I chose this one for Olive because I thought it resembled what she looked like in The Sims 2, and everything else on her is from packs, so it's in-game. There's nothing custom content about her outfit, which is great. There's definitely a hair or 2 that you could choose that is available in game that could resemble this one. That way you're not missing out on too much when it comes to how she looks if you are a console player. However, I will also say that you could probably achieve the same skin details, you know, the laugh lines, the creases on the forehead. We have things like that in base game that are available to us, including crow's feet for around the eyes. They're just all separate items in base game, and with the custom content skin overlay that I use, it's just one category. Do you know what I mean? So it's nothing that isn't achievable in game already if you have base game, which is great. However, she is wearing Lovestruck eyelashes. If I wanted to, I could just change it to the base game ones. Not a significant difference, to be completely honest with you. And last but certainly not least, I almost forgot, she is wearing the Chroma Eyes overlay. It's a face paint by Golly Haha. Again, not necessary for the eyes. This is it without it. So if I were to put it back, it's not that serious. You could absolutely still play with Olive, and she will 100% resemble herself if you don't use some of these pieces of custom content. Next up, we have Ophelia Nigmos. Now, I love Ophelia. She was one of my favorite characters in The Sims 2, alongside just the Brogue family in general and the Pleasant sisters. Can I really say I have favorites at this point? I just absolutely love The Sims 2. I really do, and I loved all of the characters, but I thought Ophelia was so freaking cool when I was a kid. So in The Sims 2, she has blonde hair and green eyes. As you can see, I replicated that here as well. And she's a Virgo. She has the family aspiration, which I thought was a bit refreshing, considering Olive is kind of sort of a serial romantic and really, really grouchy, and I don't know, maybe she loves her family. It's hard to tell. Anyway, so she has the family aspiration. She's actually a great student as well, even though she doesn't like school, which we'll revisit in a moment. She has an A in school, so she does really, really well in school. She is fairly sloppy, which probably gets on Olive's nerves, because remember, Olive is as neat as you can possibly be. She's pretty outgoing, she's pretty active, and she's more so on the serious side, but she is pretty nice as well. So she's kind of in the middle. Maybe she's going through some angsty teen years, whatever. Now she is very interested in health, entertainment, money, culture, fashion, travel, and animals, but she absolutely hates crime, sports, work, school, weather, toys, and sci-fi. Now, I find that so interesting that she hates school, because she's doing really well in school, so clearly she has a goal in mind, even though she really doesn't like school in general. And she also doesn't like crime, which remember Olive loves. So I feel like her and Olive probably bump heads a little bit. She also doesn't like work, and she doesn't like sports, which I find interesting considering how active she is. I mean, those are kind of sort of synonymous in the Sims universe here, so it might be a bit of a contradiction, but oh well, doesn't really matter. Now here's where things get really interesting too, and it ties back into this history of who has passed away on Olive's lot. Now Ophelia is friends with Rip Grunt, who is one of the sons of General Buzz Grunt, whose ex-wife, as a reminder, died on Olive's property, okay? And she's dating Johnny Smith, who is an alien-human hybrid, okay? This is important. I have to do the Smith family right after the Grunt family too. This is just, there's just so much lore in The Sims 2 that all interconnects. So Johnny Smith, he is an alien-human hybrid. And just to give you this teaser, if you were unaware, the Grunt family absolutely despises the Smith family. General Buzz Grunt does not like Pollination Technician number 9, who is the parent, the alien parent of Johnny Smith. So there's a lot kind of going on with both generations, like the parents and the kids, and they're all crossing lines. I just find it so fascinating. And since she is friends with Johnny Smith, who is part alien, and Rip Grunt, I don't know if they like each other. I don't remember. When we get into the Grunt family, we're going to have to see what those relationships really look like, because I can't recall. So there could be some turmoil amidst these families because of the relationships that the teens have all formed with one another. But yes, she is dating Johnny Smith, who is an alien-human hybrid, and she is only acquaintances with her aunt, Ophelia. Her aunt, Olive. I knew I was going to start mixing up names soon. She's only acquaintances with Olive. They're not very close whatsoever. Now, I believe that Ophelia's probably been with Olive since she was a child, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be a bit off, but she's been with her for some time, and she's only acquaintances with her. Now, again, there is a Sims 4 version of Ophelia with her aunt Olive that was created. I don't remember when for The Sims 4. My thought is that it was around the Paranormal Stuff Pack when that came out, but I don't know for certain. It also could have been the 19th anniversary, because that seems to be when a lot of the families were recreated, but I digress. Now, in the Sims 4 version, she is the world-famous celebrity aspiration, which seems totally out of left field for me. That didn't make any sense, so I did not do that. But she's also creative, paranoid, and as a byproduct of the aspiration, she's gregarious. To me, this didn't fit at all. And since Ophelia, despite her hate for school and work and all these things, is a great student and pretty much excelling. I actually gave her one of the teen aspirations from high school years. I gave her the goal-oriented aspiration. Where is it? This one, right? This sim wants to be the best. Grades, check. Sports, check. Money, check. The road to success is being paved. I thought that fit Ophelia a bit more. I also made her active and outgoing, since teens only have the ability to have 2 traits. Maybe if she were an adult, I would give her the family-oriented trait, or I would end up giving her one of the family aspirations as well, like successful lineage or big happy family, something like that. And I could see that fitting for Ophelia, since she lost her parents and she just has her aunt, who she doesn't really seem to have a relationship with at all. She doesn't have any other family. It's just her, so maybe she does want a big happy family. Now, I have to admit, Ophelia's look would not have been the same without this custom content hair. The second I decided to recreate this family in The Sims 4, I knew exactly which hair I was going for, and that is this hair here. I don't know the specific name of this one, but this is a braided hair. There's 2 versions of it, but it comes in the Blissful Braids and Locks collection by Quirky Introvert. All of these right here came in that collection, and they are stunning. Stunning. I absolutely love them. This is the other version of that same hair, where most of the braids are just falling over one shoulder, but this one I think fit the best. I love it. It's beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. Look at all of the details too, and the way it cascades down the shoulders. I just think it is one of the most stunning hairs ever. Now, there could be a hair in game that resembles this, but I can't lie to you. This is the one piece of custom content where I was like, I don't know if there's an equivalent in The Sims 4 right now. I really don't think there is. The one that they gave her in The Sims 4 version, to me, it's as close as you can get. It's as close as you can get. I put a picture on screen a little bit earlier, but yeah, it's as close as you could possibly get. But I love it. It is a gorgeous hair. Again, I have all of my skin defaults on there, but she does have a few other pieces from other packs too, especially with her makeup. So I believe the eyeliner is base game. That's great. The lipstick, however, I think is from the Goth Galore kit. And then she has these gauges from, I believe, Eco Lifestyle. I want to say the nose ring as well. That absolutely came with a pack, right? Yeah, Eco Lifestyle as well. So there are a few more packs that I used for her. She does have a base game top, but I think her jeans are from, they're from Werewolf, the Werewolves game pack, and then her shoes are actually from the Grunge Revival kit. And I believe her nail polish too. I'm going through every single pack with her because there's just a lot of packs on her. It's the Grunge Revival kit as well. So she is pretty, I'd say, pack heavy if we were going to be looking at packs, and her hair is just, oh, it's so stunning. I think the one that they gave her in the recreation, I'm just going to try to find it so I can show you really quickly. I want to say it wasn't Seasons. I didn't find the exact one that they had originally put her in, but this one from Realm of Magic could also do the trick. This could be a great alternative. So if you have Realm of Magic and you don't want to have a CC version of her, this would be perfect. I probably could have used this too. It's not exactly what I would have chosen. You could also do this one from the movie Hangout stuff pack. Also a great option. So we have a few different options that I think would fit Ophelia, but I just could not deny myself the use of these beautiful braids by Quirky Introvert. I just couldn't. Last, but certainly not least, we have our sweet, poor, stunning boy, Nervous Subject. Nervous Subject, I just want to save him. Genuinely, I want to save him. You will understand what I'm talking about in just a moment if you are unfamiliar with the tragedy that is Nervous Subject, okay? First and foremost, I gave him tattoos. I don't believe he had tattoos in The Sims 2. It just fit his vibe, man. I wanted him to have tattoos. But in The Sims 2, he is the child of Olive Specter and allegedly the Grim Reaper. His father is Death. Yes, that's what we're going for. This is Sims lore, everybody. Buckle up. Now he has black hair and brown eyes in The Sims 2, and he infamously had a mohawk. Now in The Sims 4 by default, it is colored, which is such a bummer. I didn't feel the need to go hunt for another mohawk for Nervous Subject that was custom content, so I just went with this base game hair. I think it's perfect. Color or not, doesn't matter to me. He is an Aquarius, and he has the family aspiration as well, which breaks my heart. In The Sims 2, he doesn't have a job, and there's a reason for that, which we'll loop back to. Now, Nervous Subject, in contrast to his mother, he is very sloppy, shy, serious, and grouchy. I mean, 0 points in these categories. Like he is all of those things to the extreme. The only thing that he is extreme at on the flip side is being active. He is super active. I think in The Sims 2, he's as skinny as a rail. He is tiny. It could also just be because he's, here we go. He's being experimented on, right? Anyway, he has an interest in politics, food, money, health, the paranormal, travel, and sci-fi. He hates sports, work, toys, culture, fashion, animals, and crime. Hates those things. Again, a lot of these interests, they don't directly translate over to The Sims 4 in a lot of ways, but I just thought it was a nice way to shape their personalities. Now, his only friend is Pascal Curious. Oh my gosh, I have to do a video on the Curious brothers too. How could I forget? That's his only friend. And Nervous Subject as an adult lives with Cersei and Loki Beaker. These two are considered mad scientists in Strange Town, where all of these Sims live. Okay? He was adopted, likely as I mentioned, like a toddler or child, by the Beaker family, and has been experimented on ever since. They quite literally keep this man in their basement and run experiments on him. It's not fantastic. It's not great. That's why his name is Nervous Subject. He doesn't have an actual name. That's his name, Nervous Subject. Whatever his name was that Graham and Olivia decided on, it's gone. It's gone. His name is Nervous Subject. Full name, first and last. It's devastating. Now, as an adult though, even with living with the Beaker family, everybody expects that Olive's inheritance is going to go to Ophelia because she lives with her. But following Olive's death, all of her inheritance actually goes to Nervous Subject, which I just think is fascinating because I think she's only acquaintances with him. Who knows the last time she saw him? Who knows if he's aware that Olive is actually his mother? Do you know what I mean? We don't know all of these things. It could be locked in the memory system in The Sims 2 that I just didn't dig deep enough to kind of check it out, but the lore goes deep. Guys, it goes pretty deep. I won't go into Cersei and Loki Beaker now. I haven't recreated them in The Sims 4 yet. I want to. I don't like them, but I want to recreate them in The Sims 4 as well. But yes, they are the mad scientists of Strange Town, and they experiment on poor Nervous Subject in the basement. So that's devastating. As I mentioned, Nervous Subject here does have a base game hair, which is great. Again, all of my skin defaults are applied to him, as well as that overlay for the eyes, and everything else is in-game, which is great. He's got this base game shirt. I want to say these are from the movie Hangout stuff, which is kind of interesting. And then his shoes are from Discover University. He also has a couple of tattoos, as I had mentioned. We've got this one from the Werewolves game pack, and then we also have one more from base game. And you know what? He's actually a skinny little thing. I'm going to make him a little bit smaller. Poor man is so tiny. But in the Sims 4 version, because again, they did recreate Nervous Subject and the Beaker family in the Sims 4. Again, he lives with them. They gave the Beaker family, there's 2 kids there. I don't know the lore that they created or tried to create with that, but either way, in The Sims 4, he has the friend of the animals aspiration. It threw me off completely because he didn't really have an interest in animals in The Sims 2. Anyway, he also has the erratic trait, he's a loner, and he's paranoid, as well as the animal affection trait, whatever that is, due to his aspiration. Now, I kind of tweaked his personality a bit. I made him erratic, I made him active because he is highly active according to his personality in The Sims 2, and I made him a slob. So I tried to get into that nervousness, that kind of neuroticness of Nervous Subject with the erratic trait, and then I kind of tapped into his personality a little bit more in The Sims 2. Again, I gave him the Strangerville mystery aspiration, but I might swap that. I might swap that to just the family aspiration. Maybe he wants to be a super parent. He wants to be the parent that Olive never was to him, is what I'm kind of thinking. So maybe I'll make that change. As I've said in some of these other videos as well, I am not assigning any preferences or turn-ons or turn-offs. I will do familial dynamics and any romantic dynamics if that's called for with the specific family. I will assign those, but other than that, I'm leaving preferences, turn-offs and turn-ons for all of you to go ahead and designate. That way you can play The Sims as you so choose. And before I make them available to you to download, I will be assigning all other outfit categories. That way they will be dressed for success, and I try to make those exclusively base game. So I try to keep these Sims pack limited and pretty CC light. So that is the Specter family. I tried to keep it brief, but man, it is hard with the lore that ties into this family specifically and the other families that lore includes, such as the Beaker family and the Grunt family and the Smith family. I can't wait to do all of those videos as well. I hope you all enjoyed this. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.